What's going on, Port fans? Welcome back to another video on my channel, and today we're going to be reviewing Port Adelaide's clash against St Kilda, a gutsy 13-point win at a very empty Marvel Stadium on Saturday afternoon. A lot of build up to this one. It was torture to know when we were going to play first of all, and then the logistics of the game and everything that was happening. And in the end, Port Adelaide got the job done in what was a pretty desperate performance by ThePear with an injury-riddled lineup. Basically our B-grade side playing a St Kilda outfit who have been in good form as of late. Got the job done by 13 points, so a massive result. So let's dive into it and see exactly how it panned out. So unfortunately I didn't get to watch the game Saturday due to playing footy myself, but I did get to see the first quarter in the change rooms while I was stretching and warming up, and I thought I'd get in the mood watching Port Adelaide, get a bit of aggression going, and well, it got me pretty mad and pretty aggro, so it did its job. It wasn't a pretty first quarter, especially with St Kilda's dominance, 2-4 to 1 straight, and I thought as soon as quarter time hit, I was just thinking to myself, yeah, we're going to get blown away today. I didn't have a great feeling. I thought, but even leading up to it, it just felt like a game that we were going to lose, a danger game, and it could have unravelled our season. And the second quarter came along, and we flicked the switch. It was a desperate performance. I thought overall the big players stood up. Ollie Wines was fantastic with 36 touches, and he kicked a goal himself. Mind you, it was very minimal contact between the boot and the ball. So you take what you can get in terms of kicking a goal. I know that, that's for sure. But overall, with Ollie Wines' performance and Carl Amon's terrific performance, he had like 9 tackles for a wingman, 26 touches, and kicked 2 great goals. In that second term. Mitch Georgiadis was great with 4 goals. He stood up while Charlie was getting battered and bruised all day. The bloke just doesn't get a cutout, does he? It was a solid performance from Mitchy. Definitely worthy. If he wasn't nominated twice already from a Rising Star point of view, he definitely deserves to get one now. And he's obviously got 2, but one man that does deserve is Miles Bergman. He was everywhere. He was just phenomenal. The way he attacks the footy, the way he's great in the air, the way he sets us up behind the play, and his delivery inside 50 has been phenomenal. I just think he's one of the more underrated youngsters on the youngsters list at the moment for the Rising Star. And he hasn't got a nod yet, and I'd be really surprised if he doesn't get one by the end of the season, if not for this round alone. I just think he's just had a phenomenal year. As soon as he came into the side, he's just kept his spot, been able to develop his season and build, and that's what's been great. He hasn't need much patience for Miles Bergman. Everyone thought he'd get going straight away, but he's built his season nicely. He's been patient with himself and his development, and it's been great to see. So a massive game from Miles Bergman definitely helped with our result on the weekend, and the way we're able to fight St Kilda. They've got some great midfielders as well. Jack Steele's an absolute phenomenal player, and seeing him and Boak go head to head, and that tackle Boak laid on him, that was an actual a perfect execution of a tackle. It wasn't a sling. He was able to control Steele, and Steele was able to also complement Boak in a way. It was like dancing. The tackle was like a dance. The way they were able to pull that one off, and Boak was very clean. Most players tackle that way and end up doing a sling, and all the momentum goes into the head. And we're talking about another incident with a sling tackle and head injury, but that was a perfect execution of a tackle. And to see that, as I said, to see those two go to head with Ollie Wines and Steele, and then Steele and Boak at one stage. It was just great to see that 2 premier midfielders of the comp were able to put on a show. Steele was keeping St Kilda in it, and Ryder and Marshall did their job as I expected. But Lysette and Laddams really competed. They were able to give our midfielders a lot of use, and I think whilst we probably could have been further ahead at one stage in that third quarter, with 20 points up, with 7 goals 11. Woodcock missing a sitter, and he ended up kicking a nice snap, but 1 goal 2 for him. And Charlie didn't get much opportunities. He kicked a goal in the last minute of the game, and he was, as I said, battered and bruised, carrying I think a knee complaint, and he ended up doing one of the best, speaking of dancing, side steps I've seen from a big guy. So it was just little things built up, and we did the little things right. Our tackling was very good, and we've been critical on Port Adelaide's tackling. That was very good. Willem Drew, whilst he didn't get much disposal on that, he was able to impact the contest on the contested area and with his tackling, and he does that really well. And Another bloke that really, really impressed me, and I thought, I didn't expect it from him, but he was able to do. I really thought who really impressed me on the weekend was Ryan Burton. Absolutely phenomenal game. Just was everywhere. 25 touches, was taking contested marks, was doing his thing, smalls and talls, setting up our play. When we need someone to step up in the back line that's not DBJ or Jonas, really, it's Burton. Yeah, an absolutely phenomenal job, so full credit to him. It really impressed me that multiple players were able to contribute to the day. It wasn't a set performance. There wasn't no standouts besides the Wines and the Amons. I really thought in patches, Sam Pepper was good. Sam Mays had his moments in the last quarter. It was great to see young Jed McKenty come on for Woodcocks, Corky, and impact the contest with his tackling skills. And it's not the greatest of ways to debut, but to come on and make your debut in AFL footy and get your moment in the last quarter, it's definitely something you'll remember regardless. And a 13-point win, that was gutsy. Really, it gives us so much momentum now, I think. To do that away from home, fly in, fly out regime on a Saturday. It's an early game. You're coming up against a side that's won 3 on the trot. They've beaten the Richmond side. They've beaten the Brisbane side. They got over Collingwood. They were building momentum. They had a lot on the line to make the 8. We've held them off with a comeback. We were able to match them in the contest. We basically got our B-grade side. No small forwards. And it was just phenomenal to see we were able to get across the line. And I said it from the beginning, if we were able to win this game, and a lot of fans didn't think we were going to win, and I completely agree with them. I was one of them. And I really thought the way we carried ourselves, it was a professional performance. It wasn't pretty. By all means, it wasn't pretty, but I wasn't expecting it to be pretty. If you can win those games and win in a way where you just tough it out, you guts it out, they're the sort of wins that make or break your season. And, we talk about moments in seasons. We could have beaten Melbourne last week and had a top 8 win. But I think this one probably would have, regardless, it defines our season a little bit more because we're building. And I've read many parts on social media, the people posting, Kenny Clean needs to be sacked now. It's the last roll of the dice. It's this and that. And I'm just thinking, I'm agreeing. But also at the same time, it's a deeper issue that we're trying to raise awareness of. But at the end of the day, you're getting 4 points, you're building. Premierships aren't won in July. I'm happy to criticise and make comments on all these situations and all these factors at the end of the season to see how far we go. But until you go into September, you're just not 100% sure. And we're not playing our best footy, but we don't have to be. And I remember Richmond in 2017, they were like 6-6 at one stage. They were losing close games. Everyone was criticising them. We can't finish games. And they ended up coming out in September. They played Geelong at the G, pumped them. Then they played GWS in a prelim. And they go on to play Adelaide. And then they win the grand final out of absolutely nothing. They made the most of their opportunity when they had it in their hands. And I've said, once we get there, we'll do something with it. And it's wins like these that give you momentum. They give you a bit of soul, they give you a bit of heart, and they galvanise the group together. So to come out next week, this is where it's crucial. Come out next week, we back it up. A 6-day break. You've done a fly in, fly out. You do the best for your recovery. The cavalry's coming. Dersman's going to come back into the side. A magnificent win by the Magpies against West Adelaide. Dersman, 27 touches and 2 goals. Hartlett was phenomenal, 27 touches and a goal, and he's racking up those tackles. It's time to bring these players back. I've heard Hartlett's been carrying a little niggle in his quad or something like that, but surely if he's getting 27 touches, kicking a goal and doing all these tackles, he's ready to go. Jackson Mead was phenomenal. Zach Butters is on the verge of coming back, after dying. People announced he was dead, basically, and he's come back, resurrected from a knee complaint. And then Rosie's going to be in the mix as well coming in this week. And it's just all these players, the holy trio could be back in the side, and along with Hamish Hartlett. Players like Mackenzie, players like Frederick, players like Woodcock, they've come in, they've done a role in a job, in a situation where it's so tough with injuries. They've come in, they've played a little part in a success on the weekend that's actually massive for a season too. So to play that little part in a massive moment for our season, in the context of the season, that's huge. And then you have these players, Dersma, Hartlett, Rosie and Butters all potentially coming back into the side to replace these players that have played that little role. It brings so much positivity and brings so much excitement that it does galvanise your season. It does bring you back to a feeling of we're confident that we can do something with this now. 5 weeks we've got to build. We played Collingwood at home on a Friday night, potentially, going by this COVID situation, but most likely will be. It's Boak's 300th. You tick that off the list. You get a big win there. And then you go into GW to play them. Probably play them in Queensland, with the whole situation still going. So you play them in Queensland. Hopefully you get a job done there. They're looking pretty nitty gritty, but with the situation we've been going at the moment, we can do the job. And then you go into the last couple of games, the showdown. Then you've got Carlton, and then you've got the Bulldogs. It's a massive 5 weeks. We're in the top 4. You're a game ahead of Brisbane. So if you keep ticking these games along, we've got a pretty complimentary draw. Anything can happen. I'm not going to lock anything in, but the win on the weekend has opened up so many factors for us, and it's time to kick it into gear. That's it. That's my review of our round 18 clash against St Kilda. Massive win. This week is Boak Week on the channel, so make sure you tune in every day because we're going to have a brand new video to celebrate the 300 game superstar that is Travis Boak for the Port Adelaide Football Club. I'm so excited to present you some of the stuff that we've got, so I look forward to seeing you then and there. But until then, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're new for plenty more Port Adelaide and AFL content. Nearly at 4,000 subscribers, so it'd be great to see you hit that button, and let's go on a journey together for the rest of 2021. My name is Anthony, and as always, count the pair.